Today's lesson is going to cover ratios. First of all, the definition of a ratio is that it is a comparison of two quantities by division. Ratios can be written in three ways. Here is an example. In my math class, there are 15 boys and 10 girls. What is the ratio of boys to girls? Well, in ratios, this question asks you for the ratio of boys to girls. So in ratios, order matters. So if there are 15 boys and 10 girls, you write that in order in the ratio. In our ratio, we can write them in three ways. We can write them 15 to 10 with this colon between them. We can say 15 to 10, that's the ratio. And we can also represent it as 15 over 10. We read the ratio still as 15 to 10, but the ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. We know by now that we can represent two quantities by division using the fraction form. Okay? 15 to 10 is the ratio. Ratios can also be simplified in the same way we simplify fractions. Although I want you to note, ratios and fractions are not the same thing. They may look the same, but if a ratio is comparing two different things, it is not a fraction, it's not a part of a whole, but it's represented in fraction form. So what does it mean when you have 15 boys to 10 girls? Well, if I were to simplify this ratio the same way I would simplify a fraction, I would look for a common factor of 15 and 10, and I know that 5 goes with both of them. So I would divide both the first value and the second value by 5. Remember, this represents 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. This is the simplified ratio, 3 to 2. So what does that mean? For every 3 boys, there are 2 girls. Or there are 3 boys to every 2 girls. Okay? That's the simplified ratio. Now, if I asked you for girls to boys, that would be 10 to 15. And that simplified ratio would be 2 girls for every 3 boys. But you have to be sure to give what is asked for. We can compare these quantities in many ways. On the baseball team, there are 6 outfielders, 4 pitchers, and 10 infielders. Okay, this is just a large team. They obviously can't all play at once, but this is the team as it stands. What is the ratio of pitchers to outfielders? Well, it asks me for pitchers to outfielders. So I need to find my number of pitchers. That's 4. Because it's pitchers to outfielders, pitchers comes first. So that's 4 to outfielders. Infielders. 4 to 6. Now, this is correct. However, I can simplify it if I wanted to know what my smallest groups could be. Maybe. 4 and 6 share a factor of 2. So if I divide both of them by 2, my simplified ratio would be 2 to 3. Remember, you can write this in 3 ways. You can write it with the colon, you can write it with the word 2, or you can write it in fraction form. Okay? What is the ratio of infielders to outfielders? Well, this time it's asking me for something different. Infielders to outfielders, well, that's 10 to 6. Again, that is not simplified, but I can simplify it if I want to. But in this case, let's say it's not a big deal. So it's still correct if you say 10 to 6 or 10 to 6. Now, if it asks you for in 3 forms, you would give all 3. Be careful. If a question asks you to simplify it, you must. But in this case, I didn't say you had to. So 10 to 6 for now is okay. Here, what is the ratio of pitchers to the whole team? This is what I meant by many ways. Well, the number of pitchers is 4. How many players are on the whole team? What do I need to do? Add each position. I have 10 plus 4 plus 6. That's a total of 20. So that's 4 to 20. Now just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and simplify this one. If I write it in fraction form, that's a bit friendlier to me. And then 4 to 20, they both share a factor of 4. So if I divide by 4/4 like this, then I get 1 to 5. So what does this mean? It means for every pitcher on the team, there are 5 total players on the team. And then lastly, we just have another real-world example. At Franklin Middle School, there are 252 students in the 7th grade and 9 7th grade teachers. What is the ratio of students to teachers? Well, I'm making a comparison of the two quantities. So there's 252 students. How many teachers? Well, there are 9. Okay? But what if I wanted this in simplest form? Could I get it in simplest form? Well, let's see. 252. I think they're both divisible by 3. The sum of 2, 5, and 2 is 9, which means it's divisible by 3, because 9 is divisible by 3, and I know 9 is divisible by 3. Just said that. So if I divide them both by 3, let's see if that's simplest form. I'm going to come over here and do a little bit of long division, because that's what I do. 3 goes into 25, 7, 8 times. That's 24. 1 left over is 12. 3 goes into 12. Yeah, cool. 4 times. So 84 thirds. Oh, man. I think 3 goes into 84 as well. So let's see. 3 divided by 3, well, that's 1. And 84 divided by 3. 3 goes into 8 2 times. So that's 6. 24. Lo and behold, 28. So what does this mean? What does it mean? It means that there are 28 what for every 1 what. Well, it asked us for students to teachers. So this is students for every 1 teacher. Are your class sizes this size? Maybe.